L-Ascorbic Acid. The original, the gold standard, the one with 50 years of clinical research and the most dramatic results, and also the most drama. L-Ascorbic Acid is the active, pure form of vitamin C. The moment you apply it, it's already working. No conversion needed. That sounds ideal, but here's where it gets complicated. L-Ascorbic Acid is what dermatologists describe as a genuinely difficult ingredient. It needs to be formulated at a pH below 3.5 to absorb into your skin properly. That's extremely acidic. For sensitive skin, oily skin, or acne-prone skin, that acidity can make inflammation significantly worse. Here's something most people don't know. You've probably noticed that vitamin C serums start pale yellow and turn dark orange over time. That's oxidation. And once it's turned dark, it's no longer doing anything useful. Here's the wild part. The substance it degrades into is erythrulose, which is an active ingredient in self-tanners. That's why oxidized vitamin C can give your skin an orange tint, and why your pillowcase might be staining. The concentration sweet spot is 10 to 20%. Below 10% and efficacy becomes questionable. Above 20%, and some brands push to 30%, you're not getting more results. You're getting more irritation. That's not marketing. That's what the research consistently shows. More is not more. With consistent use over 8 to 12 weeks, expect visibly brighter skin, a more even skin tone, and softer fine lines. Long term, we're talking 6 months plus, the collagen building effects really start to show. Skin feels firmer, light bounces differently off it, and sun damage from years ago starts to fade. This is the form that delivers the most dramatic transformation when your skin can handle it. Pairs best with ferulic acid and vitamin E, the clinically proven trio that doubles photoprotection and stabilizes the formula. Sunscreen in the morning is non-negotiable. Vitamin C boosts its effects but doesn't replace it. Niacinamide is a great addition for extra brightening, though apply it in a separate step. What to look for? L-Ascorbic Acid on the ingredient list, 10 to 15% concentration, pH below 3.5, pump or opaque airless packaging, not a dropper. Sodium Ascorbyl Phosphate, the stable, underrated option, and the one dermatologists quietly recommend most for acne-prone skin. Sodium Ascorbyl Phosphate, or SAP, converts to active vitamin C once it's on your skin and works at a neutral pH. None of the acid-related irritation. Skin barrier stays intact. Here's what makes it genuinely interesting. Between 1 and 5%, SAP has been shown to suppress the bacteria responsible for acne breakouts. That's a completely separate benefit from its antioxidant activity. So if you have oily, congested, breakout-prone skin, and you've been avoiding vitamin C because it irritates you, this is the form that was essentially made for you. The honest caveat, its penetration isn't as strong as pure L-ascorbic acid, and the conversion rate into active ascorbic acid doesn't have hard data behind it, but it's stable, gentle, and doing real work. With consistent use, expect a reduction in breakout frequency, less congestion, and a gradual improvement in overall skin tone. The brightening effect is slower and more subtle than L-ascorbic acid, but it's there, and your skin won't be angry about it in the process. Over 3 to 6 months, you'll notice your skin looking generally clearer and more even without any of the irritation cycle. Pairs best with niacinamide, a powerful duo for oily and acne-prone skin that addresses both bacteria and excess sebum production. Hyaluronic acid for hydration without clogging. Avoid combining with benzoyl peroxide as they cancel each other out. What to look for? Sodium ascorbyl phosphate on the ingredient list. 1 to 5% for acne benefits, up to 10% for antioxidant and brightening effects. Ascorbyl Glucoside, vitamin C bonded to a glucose molecule, and the most beginner-friendly form on this list. Once on your skin, it slowly releases active ascorbic acid. Gentle, gradual, no irritation spike. Highly stable and well-tolerated by almost everyone. The trade-off is exactly that gentleness. It won't deliver the speed or intensity of L-ascorbic acid, but for someone building their first vitamin C routine and wanting gradual results without drama, this is an excellent starting point. With consistent use over 2 to 3 months, expect a gradual brightening effect, slightly more even skin tone, and a gentle boost to your skin's antioxidant defense. Don't expect overnight transformation. This one rewards patience, but the results are real, and your skin won't complain once along the way. Pairs best with niacinamide for a brightening boost that works through a different mechanism. Peptides for added collagen support. Hyaluronic acid to layer hydration on top. Works well with retinoids at night, since it causes no irritation. What to look for? Ascorbyl Glucoside on the ingredient list, typically at 2 to 12%. Stable enough that packaging format is less critical than with L-ascorbic acid. Magnesium Ascorbyl Phosphate, the one to be completely honest about, because it's everywhere and it consistently underperforms. Magnesium Ascorbyl Phosphate, or MAP, is water-soluble, stable, and exceptionally gentle, but head-to-head studies consistently rank it at the bottom for both antioxidant activity and tyrosinase inhibition, the mechanism that controls pigment production. It doesn't penetrate reliably, and its conversion rate to active ascorbic acid in the skin isn't impressive. It's not completely useless. It's exceptionally well tolerated and offers mild brightening. But if you're choosing between MAP and any other form on this list, there are better options. With consistent use, the changes you can expect are modest, a slight improvement in overall radiance, and very mild brightening over several months. For anyone with more specific goals around anti-aging or pigmentation, you will see more results elsewhere. Pairs best with other brightening actives, since MAP alone doesn't move the needle much. Think niacinamide, alpha-arbutin, or azelaic acid to do the heavier lifting on pigmentation. Hyaluronic acid for hydration support. What to look for? Magnesium Ascorbyl Phosphate. But honestly, if this is the primary vitamin C in a product and you have specific skin goals, consider whether a different form would serve you better. Ascorbyl Tetraisopalmitate, the oil-soluble wildcard, and this one works in a completely different way from everything else on this list. Ascorbyl Tetraisopalmitate, also called THD Ascorbate, is the only oil-soluble form of vitamin C. Your skin's outer layer is primarily lipids. Most water-based vitamin C forms struggle to get through that barrier. THD doesn't. It integrates naturally with your skin's oils and penetrates deeply, reaching layers that water-soluble forms simply can't access. It's been shown to penetrate even better than pure L-Ascorbic acid, and once inside, converts to around 90% active vitamin C. The honest note: it's less studied than some other derivatives and works best when paired with other antioxidants in the formula. The research is still catching up. With consistent use, expect deep brightening effects, improved skin firmness, and a noticeable reduction in sun damage over 3 to 6 months. Because it penetrates so deeply, the collagen-stimulating effects tend to be particularly noticeable with this form. Sensitive skin types often describe this as the first vitamin C that actually did something without causing a reaction. Pairs best with vitamin E and other antioxidants. THD works best when supported. Squalane or facial oils, since it's oil-soluble and blends seamlessly into an oil step. Retinoids at night. The deep penetration and collagen benefits complement each other beautifully. What to look for? Ascorbyl Tetraisopalmitate, or THD Ascorbate on the ingredient list, often found in oil-based or hybrid formulas. L-Ascorbic Acid, the underdog that deserves far more attention, and quietly, the favorite derivative of many dermatologists who know this space deeply. L-Ascorbic acid, also called 3-O-ethyl-ascorbic acid, is both water and oil soluble, which is rare and genuinely useful. It penetrates well, it's extraordinarily stable, and it converts to active vitamin C at a rate of over 80% once inside the skin. For context, there's a strong argument that even pure L-ascorbic acid doesn't achieve 80% effective absorption in practice given its penetration challenges. The conversion efficiency here is remarkable. It also has anti-inflammatory properties on top of its antioxidant and brightening effects, particularly useful for anyone dealing with redness or a compromised skin barrier. Studies comparing it to L-ascorbic acid show comparable clinical results with significantly better stability and tolerance. One dermatologist mentioned having an ethyl-ascorbic acid serum on his shelf for 2 full years in direct light, still completely clear. No oxidation at all. That's extraordinary for a vitamin C product. With consistent use, expect results genuinely comparable to L-ascorbic acid: brighter skin, more even tone, reduced fine lines and sun damage, but without the irritation timeline. Redness-prone skin in particular often sees noticeable calming alongside the brightening effects. At the 3 to 6 month mark, skin typically looks clearer, more luminous, and more even than it has in years. Pairs best with Ferulic acid for enhanced stability and photoprotection, niacinamide for a comprehensive brightening approach. Retinoids at night. This is one of the few vitamin C derivatives stable and gentle enough to reliably layer with a retinoid. Hyaluronic acid for hydration. What to look for? Ethyl-ascorbic acid, or 3-O-ethyl-ascorbic acid on the ingredient list, typically at 2 to 3%. Ascorbyl Palmitate, the honest conversation, because this form is in thousands of products. and mostly shouldn't be counted as your vitamin C. Ascorbyl Palmitate is extremely common in moisturizers, sunscreens, and anti-aging creams. But in almost every case, it's there to protect other ingredients from oxidation, a formulation stabilizer rather than an active skincare ingredient. Its conversion to active ascorbic acid in the skin is limited and poorly documented. Some studies suggest it can even generate free radicals under UV exposure, the opposite of what you want from an antioxidant. In terms of what you can expect, not much, honestly. If it's the only vitamin C in a product, don't count it as your vitamin C source. You won't see meaningful brightening, collagen support, or antioxidant protection from Ascorbyl Palmitate alone. Pairs best with nothing specifically, because it shouldn't be your primary vitamin C. Pair your routine with a separate and more effective vitamin C product. What to look for? If Ascorbyl Palmitate is the only vitamin C listed, move on. It's fine as a supporting ingredient. Just never rely on it as the main event. Ascorbyl Glucoside plus L-Ascorbic Acid combined. Some of the most sophisticated modern formulations are combining two forms of vitamin C rather than betting on one, and there's a solid rationale behind it. Ascorbyl Glucoside excels at collagen support. L-Ascorbic Acid excels at brightening and deep penetration. One is purely water-soluble. The other works in both water and oil environments. Together, they cover more ground, different delivery mechanisms, complementary strengths, and a broader spectrum of benefits than either delivers alone. With consistent use, you can expect the brightening speed of L-Ascorbic Acid combined with the sustained collagen benefits of Ascorbyl Glucoside. Over 3 to 6 months, skin looks brighter, more even, and noticeably firmer. For experienced vitamin C users who feel like a single form has plateaued, this combination often unlocks a new level of results. Pairs best with niacinamide for enhanced brightening, peptides for amplified collagen support, ferulic acid if the formula doesn't already include it, retinoids at night. Both forms are gentle enough to layer without concern. What to look for? Both Ascorbyl Glucoside and L-Ascorbic Acid, or 3-O-L-Ascorbic Acid, on the same ingredient list. The secret weapon, ferulic acid. Not a vitamin C, but impossible to discuss vitamin C serums honestly without covering it, because it changes everything. In 2005, Dr. Sheldon Pennell and his team at Duke University published research showing that adding ferulic acid to a solution of 15% L-ascorbic acid and 1% vitamin E didn't just stabilize the formula, it doubled the photoprotection, from approximately 4-fold to 8-fold protection against UV damage. That's not a marginal improvement. That's a completely different level of defense. That research led directly to SkinCeuticals' CE Ferulic, still considered the gold standard vitamin C serum more than 20 years after it launched. The formula is actually patented, and the reason it remains the benchmark is that no other product has matched the combination of clinical evidence, formulation precision, and real-world results behind it. So when you see ferulic acid on a vitamin C ingredient list, that's not a bonus add-in. That's the ingredient that makes a good vitamin C formula exceptional. What to look for? Ferulic acid alongside your vitamin C, especially with L-ascorbic acid. The clinically validated combination is 15% L-ascorbic acid, 1% vitamin E, 0.5% ferulic acid at pH below 3.5. The myths: use vitamin C only in the morning. This myth likely came from vitamin C being associated with orange juice and breakfast routines. It's not a rule. The derivative forms in particular benefit from twice-daily use because they need to build up active vitamin C concentration in the skin over time. Morning use makes sense for L-ascorbic acid, specifically because its primary job is daytime antioxidant protection, but it's not a hard rule for everything else. You can't use vitamin C with retinol. This myth exists because L-ascorbic acid and retinol are both irritating. Combining two irritating ingredients on sensitive skin is genuinely a bad idea. But that's a skin tolerance issue, not a chemical interaction. The derivative forms of vitamin C are not irritating, and using one alongside a retinoid at night is completely fine, and actually gives your skin two powerful anti-aging actives working simultaneously. Higher percentage means better results. Above 20% L-ascorbic acid, the research shows no additional benefit, only additional irritation. And several derivatives show meaningful results at concentrations as low as 1 to 5%. Consistency over intensity every time. And that's every form of vitamin vitamin C. If you found this useful, give it a like. It genuinely helps more people find this kind of content. And if you're not subscribed yet, now is a good time, because we're just getting started. Every week, we're breaking down another ingredient, another product category, another thing the skincare industry makes more complicated than it needs to be. Let us know in the comments what you want us to cover next. We read everything, and your suggestions shape what we make. See you in the next one.